this is my audience. Alright, and this is my computer. I'm reading it off of there because I don't have a printer. Thank you guys for coming here today. My name is Ava Jenkins, and I'm here today not only to remember the life of Trayvon Martin, but to recognize the achievements of the Black Lives Matter movement that came to be because of his untimely death. On February 26, 2012, at around 7 p.m., a teenager walked to his local 7-Eleven to pick up Skittles for his younger brother and a watermelon Arizona drink for himself. Just 15 minutes later, his life was taken away at the hands of George Zimmerman, who was a neighborhood watch volunteer at the time. This teenager, Trayvon Martin, did not steal or physically assault or threaten George Zimmerman. However, Zimmerman felt reportedly threatened and pulled the trigger, ending 17-year-old Trayvon's life. Although he was killed in cold blood, his killer was never arrested and was acquitted of the charges. It did not end there, however. Trayvon's death inspired the outrage of millions. Eventually, 3 women, inspired by the rage of their own and many others, would form a movement called Black Lives Matter that has since spread like wildfire across the nation, highlighting the same issues and continuing the same conversations that Trayvon Martin's death has fueled. However, this movement was not for Trayvon's death alone, but for so many similar occurrences before it. Unfortunately, the immense grief that Trayvon's family experienced has been experienced too many times before. Trayvon, who was Black, was shot with little cause by Zimmerman, who was white and Latino. Zimmerman's acquittal in the trial rose the question that, what if Trayvon was white and Zimmerman was Black? Would his death receive the same amount of justice? Would Trayvon have even been shot at all? The innocence of Trayvon paired with his race sparked the rage that had been sitting in so many hearts for centuries, that never burnt out when slavery ended, when the 15th Amendment passed, or when the Civil Rights Movement slowed down. Racial prejudice still exists in all parts of society. However, the last place it should exist is in the United States justice system. The shooting of Trayvon Martin brought this recurring issue into the spotlight. This trial was yet another example of Black people receiving unequal treatment in a supposedly equal country. What Trayvon's case was just one example of the justice system ignoring or forgiving the wrongs of white people, while many other examples, like Trayvon's, exemplified Black people receiving more punishment than would be normal for a white person in the same case. 3 women are to credit for the birth of the Black Lives Matter movement: Alicia Garza, Police Colors, and Opal Tometi. These 3 powerful women organized the raw emotions of so many people into a powerfully peaceful and political movement that provided a platform for the most silenced voices. According to their website, they have created chapters across the country. These chapters have kept communities connected through the ongoing conversation of anti-Black racism, including organizing a myriad of protests. The Black Lives Matter movement gained even more attention in its response to the shooting of Mike Brown by Officer Darrell Wilson in 2014. The Black Lives Matter community were the first to respond as protests were held and word spread across social media about the atrocity tagged with police brutality and Black Lives Matter. Their strength and positivity spread like a tsunami because of these 3 simple words that speak a profound truth that shouldn't even have to be said, rather known. Since the birth of the movement, Black Lives Matter has received negative backlash despite its positive message. In response to the group's effort to bring more attention to the unfair and frankly dangerous treatment or lack of Black people in the justice system, a movement called All Lives Matter arose. Despite its seemingly also positive nature, All Lives Matter served a purpose only to criticize the Black Lives Matter movement and only succeeded in encouraging the slander against the hardworking people who made Black Lives Matter possible. In reality, the very existence of opposition to Black Lives Matter proves its necessity even more. Since this opposition has arisen, however, Black Lives Matter has remained just as determined and successful, if not more so. Black Lives Matter is a testament to human perseverance. Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi left their normal lives of writers and artists and took the pain of millions of hearts and turned it into the fuel for the movement that is change. Trayvon Martin held the hopes and dreams that so many teenagers like him hold, but they were ripped away from him for his skin color. The 3 women who started Black Lives Matter knew this, and also knew that Trayvon could have been anyone's someone's son, brother, or friend in the Black community. The Black Lives Matter movement is not just a hashtag. The Black Lives Matter movement is not just a movement started by 3 courageous women in 2012 or a massive group of people who hold protests when acts of anti-Black racism arise. While it is very much all of these things, it is so much more. It is also most certainly not a hate group or the erasure of any other race or ethnicity. Black Lives Matter is the voice of generation upon generation of oppressed Black people in a world where their lives still do not matter to the oppressor. Thank you.